Leave the worries of the past behind and get transported back to 1984. It's all you want and more. A nod to the past, present, and future of the Ghostbusters universe. It was a warm hug of nostalgia, which will make your inner child smile and cry. After protecting Manhattan for more than 3 decades from Gozer the Gozerian, Egon Spengler feared the evil ghost's reappearance. He abandoned both his family and his former Ghostbusters teammates. When one of Gozer's goons kills Egon, his ancient farmhouse is left to Callie, his estranged granddaughter. She decides to move with her children Trevor and Phoebe to Somerville, Oklahoma. The minds of Ivo Shandor, the cult leader who worshipped Gozer, are found by Phoebe and another youngster named Podcast after they become friends. They learn from their teacher, Mr. Gruberson, about the seismic events that have affected Somerville over the years, and how those events are related to the mine where the ghost activity is coming from. When Phoebe finds out that her grandfather was a Ghostbuster, she finds his old gear, including a trap that she and Podcast and Gruberson unintentionally set off, releasing one of Gozer's goons. After Phoebe, Podcast, and Trevor capture a blue ghost named Muncher, they form up a team, together with Trevor and his new friend, Lucky. Callie and Gruberson become possessed by the escaped Gozer's minions, Zool and Vince Clortho, enabling them to gather and summon Gozer. In order to get ready for Gozer's return, Shandor awakens again, but Gozer kills him first before he can confront the young Ghostbusters. They manage to rescue Callie from Zool's possession, but he simply moves on to Lucky. After Phoebe contacted Ray and revealed that she is Egon's granddaughter, the original Ghostbusters, Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, and Winston Zeddemore join them before Gozer can murder them. The two teams join forces, together with Egon's ghost, to defeat and trap Gozer, Zool, and Vince Clortho once again. Before crossing on, Ego's ghost asks for forgiveness from his loved ones. We see the words for Harold as the original Ghostbusters head back to New York City in the Ecto-1. The sequel was announced on Ghostbusters Day, June 8th, the anniversary of the first film's release in 1984, and it will continue the story of the Spengler family. Then, after there had been several delays, Ghostbusters Afterlife, which takes place 32 years after the events of 1989's Ghostbusters II, was finally released in November 2021. The following film could be released as early as late 2023, but that appears unlikely. A movie in 2025 seems more realistic at this stage. Given that Ghostbusters Afterlife was only launched in November 2021, that is an incredibly quick comeback. Therefore, we could expect to see Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 during the upcoming holiday season. But the date itself is one of the most fascinating stories related to this information. Since Ghostbusters Day in early June, Sony has been teasing a sequel to its hit movie in 2021. December 20th, 2023 is just 2 days before Disney had planned to release Rogue Squadron, the following Star Wars film. All indications point to the movie being postponed, and if Sony is secure enough to schedule the movie in a related genre for that weekend, odds are strong that the studio is betting the film won't be released that weekend. The main cast from Ghostbuster Afterlife, which includes Mckenna Grace as Phoebe Spengler, Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson, Finn Wolfhard as Trevor Spengler, and Carrie Coon as Callie Spengler, is expected to return in the sequel as they explore, quote, the next chapter in the Spengler family story. Director Jason Reitman revealed the codename Firehouse, which is a reference to the iconic Ghostbusters headquarters from the first movie. The Spengler family is expected to return to Manhattan in New York City for the new film, which will take place there where it all started. Bill Murray as Peter Venkman, Dan Aykroyd as Raymond Ray Stantz, Ernie Hudson as Winston Zeddemore, Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett, and Annie Potts as Janine Malnitz are just a few of the familiar faces that appear in Ghostbusters Afterlife due to how closely it is related to the first movie. The movie also paid tribute to Egon Spengler, played by the late Harold Ramis, who was the only original Ghostbusters team member who was unable to take part in the revival. The codename Firehouse, which alludes to the original Ghostbusters 1980s headquarters and was also shown in the most recent film's end credits, was used by the official Ghostbusters Twitter account to promote the release of a new movie. In fact, Ghostbusters Afterlife served as a testing ground, a trial study to determine whether the legacy of poltergeist zapping would pass over to a new generation. A descendant of Egon Spengler, Phoebe effectively continued the proton pack where her predecessors had left off. Egon not only passed on his intelligence to his granddaughter, but also his curiosity. Phoebe was portrayed as being emotionally reserved, but she demonstrated that Egon and she shared a similar passion for exploration, research, and connection. Her sharp intellect is balanced by her awkward social skills. Before the sequel's release, some time will undoubtedly pass. The result is that when Phoebe returns, she'll probably have matured into a self-assured young scientist, perfecting what her grandfather and his team of Ghostbusters had begun. Afterlife spent a significant amount of time trying to solve the mystery surrounding Phoebe's family history, but the sequel can now outpace this benchmark. Phoebe and her brother Trevor can take on the role in a structured, professional manner because they supposedly had some experience investigating paranormal activity. The reused Gozer-defeating plot was one of the Ghostbusters Afterlife's criticisms. Even though it was entertaining to watch Paul Rudd transform into a demon dog and hear Venkman's signature banter during the movie's crucial battle, the sequel's antagonist should be a fresh face. However, this might not happen though. Viggo's return would be a fantastic comeback because he's undoubtedly the scariest of the main original villains. However, making him the main villain once more would jeopardize the new path that Phoebe and her team are carrying. In the world of the supernatural, there is still so much to discover. There's a lot of ground to cover, whether a new villain is based on legend, a folktale, or something brand new and entirely original. When compared to Viggo in Ghostbusters 2, both of these characters were present. This is why having him appear in the follow-up could work. Winston can be seen wandering through the firehouse's ruins in the final scene, perhaps contemplating a different use for the site. Additionally, he is not aware that the basement's ghost containment unit, which has an appearance of holding something, is still on. Maybe Slimer? But we believe that this is laying the groundwork for a story about Winston heading a corporate-based Ghostbusters team that will result in more adventures in New York and at least have Hudson as the boss. Additionally, a short clip of deleted video from the 1984 movie shows Janine Melnitz giving Egon a 1964 World's Fair souvenir medallion as the final scene opens. The incident took place as Egon and the other men were leaving to battle Gozer at the top of Central Park West. After that, we cut to the present, where Janine is holding the other medallion she mentioned having and is still thinking of the Honorable Dr. Spengler. The children discover that they are the next generation of Ghostbusters as they battle a supernatural threat that affects both their new home and the entire world after the young Spengler family receives closure regarding their ancestry and learns about their grandfather's past. The sequel's action is anticipated to take place in New York City, the setting of the first two Ghostbusters films, as well as any potential new world that they may be creating. The past and the present can develop in a variety of fascinating ways, both side by side and separately. On a related note, how do you feel about Ghostbusters Afterlife 2? Which Ghostbusters movie do you prefer? The original or the latest version? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.